As you make your journey to value pricing, one of the very best places to start is menu pricing. But what does that mean? Well, very simply, we know that different customers value different things. They're all willing to pay different prices. So we give them three choices. Think of it, if you like, as a bronze, silver, gold. And in this video, I'm going to share with you a 7-step framework that will help you build really effective packages. My name is Mark Wickersham. I have written a number of books for the profession. I am a speaker. I teach accountants how to get better prices, make more money by transferring to value pricing. So let's look at menu pricing. Let's go through this 7-step framework. You see, menu pricing is incredibly powerful. I have got many stories over the last couple of decades of firms I've spoken to who have told me how they've increased their average prices by 20% or more across their entire firm just from this one strategy. But equally, I've heard some people say menu pricing doesn't work, which is crazy because the stories prove it works incredibly well. The reason why some people say it doesn't work is because they don't understand how to make it work. So these 7 steps are going to really help you to master menu pricing. Now the first one, number 1, is you need to decide how many different packages or bundles are you going to offer to the customer. So if you're looking at, let's say, tax return preparation services, do you give them 2 choices, 3, 4? Well, I would suggest the answer is start with 3. It's called the magic of 3. There's some reasons, there's some psychology why that works. There are some exceptions to it, but unless you can prove otherwise, 3 should be your starting point. Now, step 2 is the really important one that many people don't fully understand, and if it's going wrong for them, it's because they've not got this nailed. Step 2 is this. I call it customer segmentation. And what I mean by that, it's not the same as what marketers talk about, but it's similar. So marketers talk about customer segmentation. It's about having different types of customer and having particular marketing messages going to different messages to the right types of customers. But I'm talking about customer segmentation from a pricing point of view. And what this means is that once you've decided from step 1 how many packages you're going to offer, let's say 3, then you want to think about your clients or potential clients and think about their characteristics. Think about the sorts of things that are important to them and think about what they look like and put them into, if you like, 3 different buckets. 3 different buckets if you're going with 3 options. So there'll be some people that exhibit this type of characteristic. For example, you might think, if you're looking at tax return preparation, you might realize there are some clients that for them, price is the most important thing. All they want is the bare minimum doing. They just want the tax return filing. They don't want the bells and whistles. They just want the tax return doing for the best possible price. There are people in that category, so we create that. At the other end of the spectrum, you will have some clients that come to you for your tax return, yes, because it has to be done, it's compliance work, but actually for them, what's most important is that they want you to help them pay the legal minimum amount of tax. And so that would be a different characteristic of customer segmentation. Number 3, what we then do is we describe those 3 segments. We create a paragraph or a few sentences to sum up who are they and what's important to them, and therefore what's the big benefit that we're going to offer. So describe those. The reason you do that is, number 1, it helps you to kind of hardwire in your mind and really understand who each of these customer segments are. And secondly, that language, that words that you create are words that you will use later when you describe your 3 options. It might be words that you put in a brochure on your website or the words you say in a face-to-face meeting. Number 4. Number 4 is then to decide about what you call your packages. Words are so critically important. I said earlier, think of menu pricing as bronze, silver, gold. And I say that because most people immediately know what I mean by that. However, it's not very good language Because after all, in the Olympic Games, who wants to win bronze? Nobody. It's of little value, so it conveys the wrong value. Words are so important. Come up with words for your 3 packages that give some sort of flavour for what is the value, who are they aimed at. So that's number 4. Number 5 is the fun stage. 5 is where you now create your packages. This is where you decide what are you going to do in your entry level. What are you going to build in extra into your premium example, your package. So we start to get creative now and we construct our 3 packages. Number 6, then what we have to do is figure out how are we going to price those packages. And what we mustn't do is cost plus price them. We're using this for value pricing. And so we want to think about the value of those packages and the sorts of people from step 2, from our customer segmentation, what sort of things do they value, and we charge and we price based on those. We want to make sure, of course, that the price of each of your, let's say, 3 packages, A, reflects the value, and B, of course, you want to set that price at a level that does deliver profit to you. And that's all important. But of even more importance is what the prices are relative to the other packages. It's the gaps between the prices are critically important when you want to master menu pricing. Now there's no formula for this because it all depends on what you're selling and what your overall goals are. But it's certainly always think carefully about the price points. You want to decide whether your premium, for example, is much more expensive than your entry level, or it might be a small gap because you want to encourage people to upgrade. There are different strategies you can use. You need to make sure you think carefully about the price points. And finally, number 7, how are you going to present those packages? How are you going to put them on your website? What techniques will you use to communicate and convey the value and help clients to choose the right one for them? If you found this valuable, please do click on that thumbs up, like icon below. And I've also put some resources below this video as well that you can grab. Please join my Facebook group, for example, where you can ask me more questions. Thank you so much for watching this video.